Greetings, comrades. This is the Labor Day weekend again. And the whole idea of Labor Day was meant to commemorate the brave men and women who fought and gave their lives in the struggle for workers' rights, especially back in the 1930s. There was a lot of labor strife, and the working people in America were working very long hours for very little money. And the big capitalists were getting all the profits. Well, anyway, that changed to a certain extent in the 1930s. We had the union movement, and it grew up until the 1950s. And I think that in 1955 or 56, there was almost 30 or 35% of the workforce was unionized. And now it's down to what, about 8 or 9%. There's been a war against the unions, and this, of course, a lot of those follow the unions themselves because they've been very corrupt. They let the mafia take over. Look at Jimmy Hoffa and things like that. But nevertheless, of all the industrialized countries in the world, the working class here has the least amount of rights and least amount of security. In other countries, even some third world countries, the working class has free medical care. They have much longer vacations, better social security benefits. And so in this country, we talk so much about how we're free and everything, but this is the most enslaved country in the world. And this country does more to its citizens than any other. Like, look at 9/11. And for sure, we're coming in the 15th anniversary now. And that was definitely a false flag operation that was done by the Israeli Mossad and the CIA. 3,000 people killed for what? To get us into these wars in the Middle East for Israel. Because Israel says jump, the United States says how high. Now, this is not any advocating of anti-Semitism, because not all Jews are Zionists. And there's a lot of, some of the worst Zionists are non-Jews. I mean, look at the Christian Zionists. John Hagee and people like that. I mean, God Almighty, they're worse than Benjamin Netanyahu. So, I mean, don't blame it all on the Jews. Okay, but Zionism is evil. You know, they want, what was it, from the Nile to the Euphrates, greater Israel. And so anyway, what the bottom line is, what we need in this country is a socialist system. Capitalism has way, way outlived its usefulness, if it ever had any. It may have been a step forward from feudalism, okay, but it's got to a point where capitalism is destroying the whole world. It's not just the working class. I mean, look at the owners. The climate change is real. I mean, pretty soon New York City, Los Angeles, Tokyo, and all these cities in the coastal are going to be flooded unless we do change. We have to give up our dependence upon fossil fuels. We must utilize solar energy, new technologies like the Tesla technologies. Free energy, they've been suppressed because capitalism, the only thing it thinks about is profit. It doesn't think about the benefits that will ensue to the human race when we adopt these environmental friendly technologies. This will usher us in a whole new age that we cannot conceive of now. But we have to break through the matrix of lies that are keeping the American people and the people in the world enslaved, okay? One hopeful thing is, I think, is the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, and China and South Africa. They are forming a new alliance, and I think they may well have a new economic system. They'll get off the dollar. And, of course, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is also very positive. See, the age of the unipolar bully boy of the world, America, is going very rapidly. In the new age, probably China will be the dominant power. India will be a very strong power, in that they will represent about, 1/3 of the human race. And India now, their economy is growing at a faster pace than China's even. Now, I'm not especially keen on Modi, because he seems to be allying himself with America against China, and that's not a good thing. I think China and India need to stick together. I mean, they're very rapidly growing, and they've been exploited by Western imperialism a great deal in the 19th, 18th centuries. So anyway, the thing what I'm advocating is a peaceful revolution, a revolution of ideas, a revolution of new concepts. in this new age of Aquarius, the old ways are not going to get it. They're not going to get it at all. You know, we need a system that's not based upon profit for the wealthy, but on the good of all humanity, all races, all nations. That's why we need a globalized society. The nation state is outmoded. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of blowback on this saying, oh, you know, New World Order and globalism and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, that's true. But I'm not talking about that type of globalism. I'm not talking about capitalist globalization. I'm not talking about Zionist globalization. I'm talking about spiritual socialist globalization. We will have a world, comrades, without borders. Anybody will be free to go anywhere they want in the world. And this is going to be, well, I'm not going to say it's utopia, but I mean, it's going to be a hell of a lot better than what we have today. So on this Labor Day weekend, let us remember the brave comrades of the past and the comrades of the struggle is yet to come. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.